Peter, when you last did a few questions for our members, I don't quite know how it came. I think we must have been talking about it a bit before about it, but you gave some recommendations of what you were watching, which proved to be quite popular with people.
Did they? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, I can sort of. I went actually last night to see this new Bill Nye film, Living, which is actually. I mean, it has. I have some criticisms of it. For a few minutes, it goes slightly wrong, but it then pulls back onto the tracks. It's a very touching, rather moving, beautifully understated film, and actually. The opening credits, which are archive film of London in the early 1950s, are worth the price of admission in themselves. I thought, that's the London I remember from childhood. Yeah. That's what it looked like. The red buses, the filthy buildings, of course, when London was a wholly British city, which it no longer is. But that's just what you might call nostalgia. But the film itself is actually based on a Japanese classic, and it's a clever film about dying and conscience, and what we might, if we aren't careful, leave undone. But see it. The other thing I'm watching is an American drama series called The Good Wife. I can't remember the names of any of the star actors, but it's set in Chicago, which is one of my favourite cities. Right. It concerns a family of two lawyers. He becomes governor of Illinois, she doesn't. But the portrayal of Chicago and its incredibly dirty politics, the many, many wonderful courtroom scenes, if you like courtroom scenes, are great fun. And you can watch it for nothing on all four if you're prepared to endure an incessant blitz of advertisements, which actually I am. I don't see many advertisements, so I find them quite funny. But it's a good drama. It's and it's very good about American politics and about American law and American life, and I think quite well acted. I know people who say, I won't name the main person in my life, who says that the people are all far too well dressed and beautiful. But I don't mind that.
No, I don't. So this is The Good Wife.
The Good Wife.
On More 4, did you say?
On All 4, I think it's
All
called.
4.
I think it's called All 4. So it's their free to air channel. You can, I think, watch it without all the advertisements if you pay some other channel. But that's where I've been watching it, and it's been quite rewarding. But so that and Bill Nye, I offer.
Living.
Living, I think it's called Living.
Living.
Yeah, but you can't really miss it. The cinema I saw it in was full of people nearly as old as me, or in some cases older. It's definitely more of an old person's film than a young person's film.
I shall go and watch
But what's wrong with that?
No, absolutely. I think actually, if you have the time, this should become a regular thing. You know, Peter's picks. You know,
yeah, well, the trouble is that many weeks I wouldn't have any. That's the trouble. There isn't anything on. I've stopped watching University Challenge.
Oh my goodness!
I finally forced myself to give it up.
Right.
I've been unable to stand it for ages, but I keep watching, thinking this time it's going to be like a proper quiz program as it used to be, and then it isn't. It's impossible to answer science questions. It's particular knowledge rather than general knowledge, or the flag of some Pacific atoll, or a national park in Albania, or something that's so totally obscure, or a female German astronomer of the 16th century, or the art question to which the answer is always Artemisia Gentileschi. And it's just no fun, and you can't imagine anybody winning it unless they've been coached. You'd have had to say, right, Fred, you do the flags, Tom, you do the national parks.
Yes.
Alicia, you do the obscure Micronesian nations, and if you do that, then you'll get some right. And somebody else do German female mathematicians of the 16th century, and that's how you win. Not by knowing general knowledge that's gone.
Yes.
Not by knowing Shakespeare, not by knowing Keats, not by knowing Dickens or anything like that. Nothing of that kind. Not by knowing English history, but by knowing obscure things of the weird kind the producers like.
Is it still Paxman?
It's still Paxman, yeah.
Okay.
It is still.
Well, give that one a miss then.
Well, there you are. I have watched that program since Bama Gascoigne was presenting it in the 60s. I've been on it in a special edition of Tabloid versus Broadsheet Journalists, in which my team, well, it wasn't mine, but it was the team I was on, beat the one that Boris Johnson was on. Alexander Johnson.
I remember.
So I loved it for many, many years, but now I can't stand it. I've finally weaned myself off. Tuesday nights, as it's now on Pass, and I haven't watched it, and I don't care.
Thank you very
Liberation.
much. Thank you. Pete Hitchens there. So we shall have more exclusive material for you next time.